seconds lasts for hours.
This week at Macy's, dazzle for days with 25% off diamond jewelry. And updates from Riley & Ray, Black Tape, and more. Get 10% off Bulova, Citizen, and Seiko watches. Plus up to 50% off deals at Macy's.
Closed captioning for News 12 is brought to you by Kenneth Nugent.
From the that's on your side, this is News 12 First 5.
A kidnapping suspect still on the loose in Aiken County after deputies say he assaulted his girlfriend and drove off with her. First look tonight at the incident report that breaks it all down. South Carolina lawmakers looking out for the state's youngest kids. They are launching a new website to help parents. But first, we are tracking storms overnight. If you out and about
in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Tonight, a report from Aiken County deputies details the clash between a mother and a man that allegedly led up to him stealing her car with her 6-year-old son inside. The report shows it all unfolded when the mother stopped at the Circle K on Jefferson Davis Highway. When she got back into her car, the report says her ex-boyfriend, Wrdw, was in the back seat. That's when investigators say he started to choke her, saying he was going to kill her. The mother says he threatened her with a gun. She got out of the car, but DeVoe hit her and chased her away before, investigators say, convincing her son to get back in the car. That is when DeVoe got back in the car and reports say drove away with the boy inside. All of this happening Tuesday night. The child, thank goodness, is home safe with his mom. And investigators find the car. They're still looking for DeVoe. If you have seen him, if you have any information, you're asked to call the number on your screen. You could get up to $1,000 in reward money for any information that leads to an arrest. Also out of Aiken County tonight, the school community mourning after the death of a 5th grade teacher. Deputies say 50-year-old Dana Foster was killed last night in her home. Her in-law, Alexander Carl, is charged with her murder. And just before going before a judge just in the last 2 hours, he now faces 30 years to life for her murder, 15 years to life for burglary, and an additional 5 years for a weapons charge. We expect the judge to set bond within 30 days. His first official court appearance is set for April 1st. South Carolina families with young children are now able to get connected to services and information on child care, health, parent support, and more. And it's all happening in one place. State leaders say this new online portal is the most comprehensive website like this in the entire country. Mary Green explains how all of it works.
The South Carolina Early Childhood Advisory Council says it shouldn't be hard or confusing for families to find resources to help them raise and get their kids ready for school. Now they believe this new website will help them tackle that challenge.
We don't have time for our families to be away from their children, to be in a government agency waiting room, filling out paperwork for 44 different programs and services across all these different 10 state agencies. It doesn't need to be that hard.
First Step South Carolina and members of the state's Early Childhood Advisory Council say this new website, first5sc.org, makes that an easy one-stop shop. The 24/7 portal connects families to resources and information on child care, health, special needs and early intervention, and more. By filling out one form, they can find out if they're eligible for more than 40 different services through federally and state-funded programs. Governor Henry McMaster says this is another step towards the state's goal of ensuring all South Carolina kids are ready when they enter kindergarten.
Our job is not to drop the ball, is to see that these young people have an opportunity to go all the way to the top.
The group says they're also working to take this new service a step further and develop an online application through which families can apply for multiple early childhood services by just filling out a single form. Reporting in Columbia, I'm Mary Green.
The groups behind the First 5SC portal say they've been working on this since 2019 and could add more publicly funded resources and services to the site in the future. Major changes soon to a sweeping bill to improve. Leave your mark with a piece of art. How you can take part in North Augusta's latest installation. That's just ahead, coming up on News 12, first at 5. Riley?
And we are seeing just a heads up for that. Mostly dry during the day Friday once that rain moves out early tomorrow morning. Dry through the weekend, lots of sun. Temperatures a little bit cooler, staying into the mid-60s.
All right, thank you, Riley. Decorate a heart and be a part of the community mural. That is the message from the Arts and Heritage Center of North Augusta tonight. They're inviting you to be part of their newest installation. Our Will Volk shows us what the project is all about.
It's all about love.
Great job, Alex. We went with a heart theme and want people to show their love for North Augusta.
Marianne Bigger runs North Augusta's Arts and Heritage Center. That's where they're creating a community mural, and anyone can draw, including her.
Crayons, markers, colored pencils. We wanted to do something that didn't have to dry so we could put it up right away.
She says it's a good time to get the community involved. Local schools just gave them more than 400 pieces of student art.
We felt that with the student art show that we have on display right now, that this was a good time to do another community mural.
This is the first time in about 2 years they've done this. People came in throughout the day to design their own piece, like Edna Brown.
The world needs more love and peace, and God is love, and peace to all.
She thinks it's great to see all this community art on display.
That's cute. It's awesome. This is a nice place. I'm joining up with everybody.
And this center loves to see the community coming here to leave some of their love. In North Augusta, Will Volk, on your side.
And if you want to add your own piece to the mural, they'll be open until 8 o'clock tonight. The student art will be on display for the next 3 weeks. A law meant to protect you might be protecting profits instead. In D.C., there's a push for changing the power the government has over products from microwaves to toys. That's ahead.
The Live by Camera Network is brought to you by... The Live by Camera Network is brought to you by Mountaineer Pest Services.
Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Let's rock with Milton Ruben Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during the President's Day event. Save $66.51 off MSRP and $46,375 on a 2022 Ram Bighorn for $39,724 at Milton Ruben Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
I'm Laura Warren, inviting News 12 viewers on an adventure to Montreal, Quebec City, and Canadian Maritimes, August 4th to the 14th. Experience picturesque small towns and beaches, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Augusta, to learn more about this tour and watch Travel Show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
When it comes to 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, available now at Milton Ruben Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
When a dangerous or even potentially deadly product is on the market, some lawmakers say corporations have too much power. That is, power over information, because in many cases, a provision back in the Consumer Protection Law says the government can't warn you without the company's permission. Our White House correspondent, John Decker, talked to lawmakers about a law they consider defective.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission was created by Congress 50 years ago, but 5 decades later, the agency often can't alert the public about dangerous products. Now, Congress is trying to change that. The mission of the Consumer Product Safety Commission is straightforward: protecting the public from unreasonable risks of injury or death associated with the use of thousands of types of consumer products. But there's always been a straitjacket on the federal agency, preventing the CPSC from recalling a product on its own or even warning the public about potentially deadly product defects. That straitjacket is a provision in the Consumer Product Safety Act, known as Section 6B.
Section 6B is a part of the law which says that a manufacturer can negotiate with the Consumer Product Safety Commission before there's a warning. So it aids that manufacturer, even when the product is defective, in hiding the hazard from the public, because they can negotiate when, how, even whether it is disclosed.
Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal is trying to address this defect in the law, introducing the Sunshine and Product Safety Act, which would repeal Section 6B. What would this particular piece of legislation actually do, and how would that help consumers?
The Sunshine and Product Safety Act would literally enable the Commission to shine sunlight on defects, enable the public to know, and issue more effective warnings and recalls without giving the industry or the manufacturer a virtual veto over how and when and even whether there is disclosure.
Blumenthal is hoping for, but has not yet received any bipartisan support for his legislation, blaming what he calls the armies of lawyers and lobbyists working against his proposal. Meanwhile, over on the House side of the Capitol, Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, the chair of the Consumer Protection Subcommittee, has introduced a companion bill aimed at empowering the CPSC.
The laws often have been set that really prefer the manufacturers, the business community, over consumers. And that's a real sad comment. And so it's time to put consumers in charge, the paying public, after all, people buy these products, to be assured that they're going to be told if there's a danger.
Schakowsky says companies often do a cost-benefit analysis before recalling a dangerous product.
Oh, I mean, there's absolute profit because of the delay. They can continue to sell products, and in fact, even after it is known by the CPSC itself, if that information can get out to consumers, we know that there have been deaths as a consequence. That is the consequence. People, children, can die.
The sponsors of the Sunshine and Product Safety Act say they're trying to get their Republican colleagues to support the legislation and pass a bill before the midterm elections, arguing that empowering the CPSC will protect more Americans from future untold dangers.
We don't need to see any more injuries and deaths in this country that are preventable.
In Washington, I'm John Decker.
It is possible you have a recalled product in your home and you don't even know about it. We wrap up this 4-part investigative series with how to find out if a product you've bought is defective. That's coming up tomorrow on News 12 first at 5.
Grant me hope.
Killed in their Augusta home.
You took everything from our family.
Closure, no justice. But first, a Graniteville community in shock tonight after someone killed a 5th grade elementary school teacher in her own home. Tonight, Dana Foster's son-in-law is behind bars in Aiken County, charged with her murder. Foster taught math and science at Byrd Elementary School and served as a teacher in the district for more than 13 years. The suspect, Alexander Carl, appearing in court just a few hours ago. He faces 30 years to life for her murder, 15 years to life for burglary, and an additional 5 years for a weapons charge. We expect a judge to set bond within 30 days. Our Wrdw brings us the latest on the investigation and how the community is responding.
It was a state of complete shock for this community when Dana Foster was found in her home right behind me. Neighbors say this is surprising, and they could have never seen something like this happening to this family.
This is a first look at the incident report that details moments before Dana Foster was found in her home. Deputies were told they heard a woman screaming from the home saying, "Please don't do this," before hearing what sounded like gunshots. They found Foster dead in her bedroom. Deputies then met someone at the home who said they got a phone call from Foster asking for help after someone was banging on her back door. They heard Foster say, "Alex, why are you doing this?" Neighbors say they never thought something like this would happen so close to them.
My heart, sank. I just didn't know what to think that, someone that lived right across from me would do something like that. It was really shocking to both me and my fiance. We just didn't know what we didn't have no words to say.
We're hearing what kind of impact she's made on the community and her students coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Reporting in Aiken County, Will Rio on your side.
In her teacher bio, Foster emphasized what mattered most. She wrote, quote, "My family is very important to me, and I have gone through a major change with the loss of my husband. I love spending time with my family, swimming or going to church, and we all love playing different sports." Taking a look at
Out of the question, but shouldn't be a widespread issue, and most of these storms are moving out by the time we get to daybreak Friday. We'll have much more on this forecast and the weekend in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Riley. No leads, no suspect, no closure, no justice. 1 year after an elderly couple was killed in their Augusta home, their family is still waiting for answers.
The streets talk. Somebody knows.
Investigators found 75-year-old Hilton Turner and 73-year-old Jeanette Turner shot to death in their home on Hale Street last February. The murders shocked neighbors and really the entire community. Our Claire Allen spoke to the Turners' children as they still work to come to terms with the loss.
The family of Hilton and Jeanette Turner say a year later the grief is still in their hearts, but hope someone will have the courage to come forward with information about the brutal double murder.
Man, I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it.
It hurts that they were taken from us like this.
This billboard sits as a reminder about the crime that shattered the lives of Belinda Baker and Hilton Turner Jr. They are offering a $5,000 reward for any information about the murder of their parents.
You took everything from our family when you wiped out Hilton Turner and Jeanette Turner.
The streets talk. Somebody knows.
The family says the couple was married for 55 years, and the two were loved by so many. Belinda and Hilton can't imagine why someone would hurt their parents.
People that couldn't hurt you, people that wouldn't hurt you. You know, how could you just do anything like that?
Everything was taken from my family. We are devastated.
Another looming factor is that no leads or suspects have developed since the murder, and the family is desperate for answers.
Whoever did this is still out there. They don't know, and we don't know.
You need to come forward and tell it. You need to tell it and give it up. Because if you don't, it's going to hurt you in the long run.
I reached out to Richmond County Sheriff's Office about any developments in the case. They told me there are no new leads or no new information. The Turner family is asking if anyone who knows something, call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office to help close this cold case.
You're right, though. Somebody knows something. Hopefully someone will speak up. Thanks for that update, Claire. Meanwhile, Senator John Austin